You being so helpful in the
That's
past.
all right. Okay, hit the zero out button, far left. Bottom? No, up right there, yep. That does a zero out the counter for a basic footage.
Are you located, your business located in Little Chute now?
It is now, yes, correct. You want to open up the locator, Chief?
Because I used to get my car fixed at Bill's.
At Bill's, yep.
And that's where I saw your truck a week or two ago.
This past Monday, a month ago, we took possession.
I'll be darned.
It's a good thing and a bad thing. We found lots of things that...
in the building itself?
No. Main three issues, well, two issues. The neighbor lot that was just built. Hand me that. Turn on the locator, right up the button above the power. There you go. Lost my train of thought. There was... The neighboring building that was built 37 inches above grade, and they're discharging all their water onto my property, which can be rectified if they had enough property to put in a ditch or a swell, but they don't. Oh, that's not me. Now, do you prefer me on the hard surface to use a removable wax mark or a tape mark? The tape I'll use on the carpet, but I have like a wax crayon that I can put on the concrete. It does wash off.
Does it wash off easily? If not,
it's just like a crayon. So
put on the tape on both of these.
Okay, all right, no problem. Okay. All right, we are right here.
And then, if you would take it into the furnace room. But the bathroom on the other side of the furnace room, I don't plan on having any work done.
Okay.
Okay. If you find it more convenient, just use the crayon on.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
So yeah, if you would check the floor in the furnace room and mark that, but you don't have to take it any further onto the other side of the wall. Okay.
No problem.
All right. Jake? Yes. Do you have one of those contractors, list of contractors that you gave me? Do you have a strong preference for any of those?
They're all very good. What it's going to come down to is who's available.
Okay.
Right here, Jake.
And
we're going to have to move a little bit of this trim.
And how? As far as the insurance company in the past, different insurance companies that you are aware of, how willing have they been to cover the cost?
It all depends on their policy.
Uh-huh.
Right there.
My insurance people seem like they might.
That's good.
Yeah.
The mark next to the basement wall adjacent to the washer is where the floor drain is tying in. Just mark that as a straight line.
You know what you can do? On that carpet, you can just use a crayon on that carpet. That's all coming out.
That's entirely up to you, sir.
Yeah. Use the crayon on the carpet. I'm fine with that.
I'm honestly not sure if the red's going to show up, but we'll try it right here. Do a little mark by the corner there, see if you can actually see.
Or fact is, I've got a permanent marker that you could use upstairs, like a black pen.
I'll just write right on the carpet a little. Yeah, you're not going to see that.
All right, I'm going to get a black pen for you.
Yeah, next. That is the mid-basement mark. It's a straight shot from where the floor drain tie-in is marked.
This'll, you use that on the carpet, that certainly will be noticeable.
This other line, I'm guessing that's from the basement bathroom.
Is that gonna be okay?
Yeah, this is fine.
Good.
That shows up.
Good. Beautiful. One of the contractors that came in suggested that if the insurance company doesn't cover the cost, that
You want me using this on the floor underneath the carpet as well, or tape?
use tape on the concrete.
Sure.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Use the black marker on the concrete too. I'm good, except for in the furnace room. Okay, and except for over here. Okay, well, let's see over there. Well, that's got to come up anyhow. Yeah,
So everywhere but in there.
that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to make one continuous line on that carpet?
I can?
Sure. I'm fine with that.
Sure.
And it follows.
I wouldn't do that
No.
because they're gonna have to transfer the marks. It's a straight line, mark to mark, but that's entirely up to you.
No, that's okay. We'll go
We
through.
pull this out. This Y right here is the mark in the furnace room, boiler room. Try to mark it on the
Anyhow, Mike, one of the contractors said if the insurance company doesn't cover the entire removal of this line, he suggested that just do the problem area.
Yeah.
have to pick up the cost.
Yeah, that's generally what a lot of people do. And the nice thing is it does not have to be in the exact footprint that it's in now.
And I believe you and the guy that you work
Me
with,
and Nick, yes.
would know best, that it was plugged up after the Y.
Yeah,
the
right
Y
after the
had
Y.
cleaned out, is that correct?
Before this clean out, yes.
Okay.
Because that is tying in over here, right here.
Okay.
Coming in right over here, and then going that way.
Is it following that crack, is it?
Close.
Okay.
But it makes a direction change to the front, somewhere right here, which I'm gonna locate the turn.
Okay.
Dead center, see if that's on the side. What do you have for insurance?
Erie. Any your thoughts on that?
I had them up until recently. out of New Holstein for everything.
Yeah.
And they got bought out by a bigger conglomeration. And a lot of my commercial accounts require certificates of insurance, workman's comp, before I can step on the property. CRW would get them in within an hour. This new place that bought them out could take days. And at that point with backups, I'm out of the race and it costs me money.
Right.
So I had to switch. Other than that, the new broker I changed to didn't have Erie, so wasn't an option. And I had been with them for, I want to say, I don't remember, one of them at least 15 years. So when did you move into this place?
Oh, 15 years ago. I've been slowly, real slow as you can tell. I can tell that as far as remodeling this place, I finally kicked it in gear and decided that I gotta get this taken care of quickly. I have some plans, some future plans that, so I need to get this remodeled quickly. Yeah, this house here was, had all kinds of problems associated with it that I didn't realize until after I was living here for a while, but just about everything has been corrected, close to it.
Finding that out with Bill's Auto. The back addition and the other outbuilding have not had a sewer since 2008. Little Chute put in a new sanitary and they didn't hook it up.
Did you deal with Bill directly on the purchase of the property, or through?
Yes, I purchased directly from Bill.
Okay.
I've actually done drain work for him and been bugging him for years about wanting to buy the property. I'll be darned.
Yeah, he's been my mechanic for like forever, maybe 30 years. I went there a month or so ago and I needed some work done, and to my surprise, he was all closed up. I know he had some health issues before that.
Yeah, he's been falling down a lot and
I know at one time he was hoping that Jack's Pizza would buy him out, and that was going to be his retirement.
yeah, something happened there. I said, well, after everything was done, I said, why didn't you approach Jax? He said, he has nothing good to say about them, so. Yeah. Yes, sir. Excuse me. You're in the way, sir. Thank you. Yeah. Very peculiar, but
Well, one of the contractors, and I had a couple guys come in, thought that because if the pipe was laid shallow enough, which point this one is, that might have caused a crack.
yeah, thin spot in the concrete. It's very possible. That is for others to say with concrete experience. Groundwater coming in. And we'll build up groundwater.
When you guys were here last, did you run it all the way to the road?
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm cammering all the way to the road.
Okay, beautiful.
If I can push that far, otherwise we just switch to the front cleanup.
Do you see, have you seen any clogs at all?
No, but there are a few joints that have mineral in them. I'll point them out as we come back.
So you see how
Right there is,
Is that the, what is that right there?
that is where the sewer transitions from cast to either AC cement or PVC.
And is that at the outside wall? Or is that out in the yard someplace?
From here, that is. Can you go flush that toilet down here, Casey? Hold the handle down so it's done flushing.
What are you thinking?
I gotta get some more water down there and see if it'll flush out the seat. Because we're 103 feet out from here, so.
So you're out in your front yard?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Let's see, 4, 50, 70. I'd say we're probably 30, 40 feet out in the front yard.
Okay.
Probably at the right of way, because I'm guessing the setback is 20 feet from the street, in case they ever wanted to put in sidewalks and all that fun stuff. Yeah, that's quite the,
So you might be right at the clean out by the street?
no, I don't think I'm that far at all, no. Right there's the big connection.
So, have you identified one area as being the worst problem area?
I'll go over it when we pull her back.
Okay.
Very rarely do we ever see issues with AC, the 4-inch cement base pipe, which this is, I believe.
Okay.
Right here, there's a natural restriction.
That'd be going to still out in the yard, and that's going from one type of pipe to another?
Correct,
The
yes.
concrete?
That's fairly common.
Okay.
Let me see if there's up a bit. Peculiar that you dive like that, unless something shifted or there's a hole. You go flush the toilet a couple times, dude. My gut feeling is there's a hole there.
Hole in the pipe?
Bottom of the pipe's rusted away.
And that would be out in the yard?
Yes. We will be able to tell with enough water flow.
Wow. And how unusual is that?
Not very. Cast iron has a shelf life of 50 to 80 years, depending on the soil it's in and what goes in the pipe. We're seeing a lot more of it fail sooner. Everything I read is contributed to antibacterial soaps and preservatives, because the inside of cast iron pipes used to always have a natural slime coat like a fish. Well, now they don't, because of everything that's killing all the natural bacteria and enzymes that would live in the pipe and coat it.
And then plus the screen cleaner that I'm putting on.
That doesn't help. It won't affect this big stuff nearly as bad as it would the littler stuff.
I think you'll get it clear enough so that you're
I'm hoping.
see a
And it
hole.
may just be the direction change. I also have to take at, if you look at the bottom left of the screen, there's a little tilt indicator, an angle finder that it's not very accurate, but it gives you an idea. So when we get in here, we're going uphill. And we get in a little further and it starts to go downhill. So I'm not sure it's a hole. I think it's just a direction. So it kind of does this a little bit. Sit there for a minute. Let's see if we can see what it is.
You want me to pull that up and put marker down instead?
No, that's all right.
Okay.
That's all right. It's interesting that follows the crack in the floor.
Yeah, it could be a weak point, not concrete.
No, I can't tell. That's unfortunate. It's one of the joints that has groundwater infiltration, heavy mineral buildup. Joe?
Yeah.
This is one of the joints. I'm not able to determine the other one if it's just shifted, a coupler, or gone the way it's lying. That's mineral buildup from groundwater coming in.
And that's out in the yard.
Yes.
And
There's 2 or 3 of those. Hole in the pipe.
that was a hole in the pipe?
Yes, but groundwater has sealed it. But yes, those happen with holes in the pipe.
And is that in need of replacement, are you saying?
Ultimately, yes.
How far down the road?
That is probably, here's another one. Very similar. You can see the groundwater coming in.
Oh, from above?
Yes.
Oh, I'll be darned.
And then here's another one.
And so what kind of, is that?
Cast iron, correct.
And so you're saying that, are those joints that are leaking? Or
It's very hard to say. I mean, we could descale and polish it to see, but ultimately, we know it's got a hole in it, so it should be replaced by state code. Once a pipe's failed and has holes in it, it should be replaced. There's another one.
And you don't know if that's a hole or a joint?
Either way, it doesn't matter if it's a hole or a joint. It needs to be replaced.
Are those areas that you're pointing out, like that one right there, is that causing problems as far as clogging?
Not at the moment, no, but by plumbing code, it's failed and it needs to be replaced. I see lots of them. Some people choose to do something about it, others don't. When and if the sanitary district comes through and does a camera inspection, they will shoot what's called a lateral shooter. They have a big camera that goes up the main line, and then they can shoot it up your sewer. They'll see those and they'll require you get them either repaired or replaced.
How often do they do that?
I don't know. Every municipality is different.
But that's not an uncommon thing for them to do.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. We actually had to go do 2 in Winneconne on slabs on cottages where they had, they thought was grease, but it ended up being mineral coming in, same scenario, but it all was in PVC pipe. There was a failure on the PVC pipe.
You think they're doing it out, and so the local municipality was inspecting pipes?
Yeah, when all of a sudden they go from, there's always, what was acceptable, 3% or 10% groundwater, is acceptable, but when it starts to be, you know, they're talking 500,000 gallons of groundwater coming in that they have to treat to 1 million, 1.5 million, 2 million, then they start spending the money to find out where it's coming from. Because it's much more cost effective to get it taken care of than it is to continually treat it.
I see. Now, are we still out in the yard?
Yes, I believe so. I have not seen the front clean out yet, so, and that'll be on the top.
Oh, so you're pushing this out to the road?
Yeah, I pushed it out to the road already. I'm
And
bringing
now
it
you're
back
bringing
in.
it back?
Yes.
Okay.
Right there is the main clean out. Right there on the top. You can kind of see the little color change.
Oh, by the road?
No, this is in the front room.
Oh, in the front? Oh, I see.
Yep, the main
Okay.
clean out.
Now, have you seen a hole in the pipe, the bottom of the pipe that you suspected?
That was out in the front. I could not determine if it was a hole or not. Where the pipe changed from AC to cast, I could not determine if that was a hole.
Okay, but, okay, all right.
But this stuff continues to have heavy mineral buildup.
Okay, under
Right
the-
here is under, you see the groundwater coming in right there?
Where?
On the left side there, see the different color?
Okay.
That's mineral. That's just like the stuff out in the front, but this is under your floor.
And so you think there's a hole there again?
Yes.
Okay,
It may have been sealed by the mineral. It's just like stalactites and stalagmites.
okay.
The mineral eventually closes the holes.
Now, I assume you're going through the area of the floor that was most vulnerable, where the clog was right now.
In that vicinity, yes.
Yeah. Now, you looking at the inside of that pipe underneath the floor here, do you see sufficient reason for having that pipe removed?
I do, because right here on the back side, to me, excuse me, sir,
Yep.
this looks like a crack. Right here.
Okay.
But it's one of those things, it may be a mill mark, but we'd have to descale it to confirm. No, that's a definite crack.
Okay.
The line's way too transparent, and that's in the Y. No, that's in the elbow.
Right after the Y, huh?
Well, this is where it goes from left, right to the forward.
Yeah, yeah. And so now you're coming back in this direction. here.
Correct. Yes.
Did you scope out the area to the right of the Y?
No, I did not. We'd have to open up that clean out to do that.
Okay. And apparently that hasn't been the problem last time, right?
Last time there was a clog of just a whole bunch of waste and paper and sludge and grease right before that clean out there.
The main
And-
clean out.
Yeah, in the
Storage.
closet, storage area and the bathroom was right in between, right before that clean out.
Before the Y? Or after the Y?
After the Y.
After the Y, yeah.
After the direction
Yeah, yeah,
change.
yeah. Okay. Okay, so now if the insurance doesn't cover it, and I just choose to remove the problem area in the pipe, where are we talking about? Still after the Y and the clean out?
If that's where both clogs were, that's where I would start. But there's
Whole
lots
bunch
of
that
lots of
looking
rust and
stuff.
scale here, and this catches all the waste and paper. I mean, if they don't, I would encourage getting a hold of Speedy Clean. They can come in and line the entire pipe, put a fiberglass sock on the inside instead of busting up the floor. I'm not sure on the cost of it, but I mean, it's eventually they'll have to blow all this stuff out and then line it. Sometimes it's much more cost effective than busting up the concrete, and other times it's not.
Speedy Clean.
Yeah, they're out of Menasha. They're a good company, very good company.
And you think that'd be a reasonable solution for this?
I always tell everybody get a price on lining, sleeving, and replacement, and then make your educated guess. Because with lining, there's no dust, there's no disruption to the floor, your living.
Speedy clean, did you say?
Correct.